The unexpected phrase, whispered a stone's throw away at the inn's back alley door, froze Lily Livingston's arms in mid-swing. The dirty dishwater she'd been about to fling from the entrance to the kitchen swirled and settled in the pan, all but a defiant trickle. The speaker's head swiveled in her direction. He'd removed his gambler-style hat, providing a glimpse of long, center-parted black hair despite the drizzly night. Something in the slash of his frown, the alertness of his posture, caused Lily to withdraw into the doorway. Who was entering River Rest's private room the back way, and why was he offering such a strange greeting to whoever answered the door? Experience had taught her to use caution where patrons of her uncle's establishment were concerned. Some of the worst sorts of shirkers and criminals slaked their thirst and sought their slumber at inns along the Mississippi these days. These days, she sniffed. Even before the Civil War made Arkansas a haven for guerrillas and bushwhackers, river ruffians had abounded. Gamblers, thieves, swindlers, and worse, much worse. "Miss Lily, what you doing?" The question shot through Lily with the urgency of an alert on a telegraph wire, straightening her spine. Behind her stood Martha, Uncle Tad's cook. She held a dishcloth in one fist on her bony hip and plowed a furrow in her forehead with a raised brow. Lily lifted her finger to her lips. "There's a man out there." "There's always a man out there." This one seemed like trouble. "Ain't they all?" Martha rolled her eyes. "I declare, Miss Lily, you be scared of your own shadow. Course, I guess I can't blame you, young and pretty as you are." With a huff, she made to take the basin, but Lily peeked out the door. The alley had emptied. "He's gone." Her pulse returned to normal. "Good. We got another load of dishes." Lily finished emptying the pan and then fetched fresh water from the well behind the inn. Martha and her daughter, Micah, would never understand if she told them she'd trade her golden hair and fair skin for their dark features in a moment, if only it would purchase her permanent invisibility. But the freed women, Aunt Susanna's former slaves, and Martha's husband, Joss, who worked at the livery next door, had suffered far more than invisibility. She could never envy their position in life, even though the Union conquest of this portion of Arkansas in mid-1862 had lent local colored folk a measure of dignity and opportunity. As Lily came back inside, Martha examined the remnants of stew on the inner rim of her Dutch oven. "Close that door. It's letting in an awful draft." Drying a saucer, Micah gave a little snort. "You wouldn't be so cold if you got a little meat on your bones, Mama." The 13-year-old had just started to develop curves. Lily had caught her admiring her silhouette in the guest room mirrors more than once lately. "Too busy doing my magic tricks." Martha flung her dishcloth down and reached for a corn cob. She started scouring the pot with the vigor of a chimney sweep. "Coming up with something to cook from nothing." Lily carefully lifted her wash basin next to a stack of dirty dishes on the counter. "It's true that our navels are about touching our backbones. It's been a long 4 years, and especially hard winter, with most of the farmers driven off their land." Micah sidled closer to take over the washing, but Lily smiled and shook her head. "I'll do it." A grateful light sparked in the girl's eyes. "Thank you, miss." "Of course." Aunt Susanna assigned Micah the worst tasks, from emptying chamber pots to scrubbing stained sheets. The poor girl ought to enjoy a few moments of relative peace at the end of a hard day, though it be but one in an endless and thankless chain. Lily added soap flakes and plunged the first dish into the water. "And remember, you don't have to call me miss." "If you say so, Miss Lily." Taking up a serving platter and swiping it with her drying rag, Micah leaned over and whispered, "I got that package you've been wanting."